Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. E spate de mers pe jos, cred așa, și ieșim acolo la malul ăla, peste unde am plecat.
Da? Ok.
Da.
A, și puteam să trecem practic pe acolo direct.
Da, numai că e mult de mers, știi, și
De aici n-ai mult de mers.
cu... Avem două persoane care merg mai greu cu ele, n-am făcut față cu... Dar pe pereu e frumos, știți?
Nu știu, țistoase de alea mari. Așa, mari, au cap țistoase.
Da, ai văzut?
Da.
Oh.
Nu înțelegeam ce e, credeam că e o sticlă, ceva, și când a băgat capul, nu zic, Și așa e practic toată zona asta, până în partea cealaltă, dacă e de mers pe jos, până la acolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Contea de să iau, mă tem să nu iau vreun spin aici, așa că... Apa? Krishna Budaya, Krishna Krishna, Bhutale, Shivata, Shivrasam, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatyadeshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Haribol 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 Gaur Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Gaura Haribol Jaya Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya So this is a place which is called Laksmi Mandir. It's situated in Belvan. And it's a very interesting place which has very nice lessons that you can learn in this place. You can hear me? I'm thinking maybe we should go in the back somewhere outside. It will be easier. No? Yeah, let's go outside and we'll sit somewhere else, and it will be a little bit easier because. So there is a description in Chaitanya Charitamrita that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he met Venkata Bhatta in South India during his walk in South India. They had a discussion, a very interesting discussion. And Lord Chaitanya immediately asked Venkata Bhatta, he said, why Laksmi Devi, who is the eternal consort of Shriman Narayana, why she is not able to take part in the Rasa Lila? And this question was asked in the sense that why do you consider Lord Narayana to be higher than Krishna? Because Venkata Bhatta, being a South Indian Brahmana, they, in that part of India, they are worshipping Lakshmi Narayana as the supreme Ishvara. So Lord Chaitanya wanted to convince Venkata Bhatta, and in order to do that, he put that question, that why Lakshmi Devi, if she is the supreme goddess, she could not enter Vrindavan another way. In other words, why she could not take part in the Rasa Lila. And why for accessing Vrindavan she had to have 1,000 of years of tapasya that she made in that place. She was doing austerities. And why in spite of doing those austerities, she still could not get access to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and she eternally remained in that place, and she could not enter into Rasa Lila pastimes of Lord Krishna. And Venkata Bhatta could not reply to that question, and then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the explanation. And he explained that actually, yes, Lakshmi, she remained here in Belvan, and during many, many years she performed severe austerities to get the blessings in order to enter in Vrindavan. And then finally Shri Krishna appeared before Lakshmi, and he asked her, what are your desires? And Lakshmi then expressed her desire that I want to take part in the Rasa Lila. And Rasa Lila, by the way, is not just a dance. It's actually the highest expression, emotional expression of the soul. You know that when we are dancing, when we are singing, this is the highest emotional expression. And even Nietzsche, he said that if God exists, then he is dancing. Yes? Therefore, those who are into arts, they know that by arts, by the intermedium of arts, we can express our emotions, we can express our feelings. Therefore, the highest emotions, the highest feelings of love of God, they're expressed through rasa dance. And Lakshmi Devi said that I would like to take part in the rasa dance of Shri Krishna. And then Shri Krishna said that yes, this would be possible if you fulfill 3 conditions. And what are those 3 conditions? First of all, you have to forget that you are Lakshmi Devi. You have to forget that you forget your abhiman, your identification with the goddess of fortune. Now you should understand that even demigods that are praying to get the blessings, Kripa Drishti is called. Kripa Drishti means the merciful glance of Lakshmi Devi. Even demigods are striving to get the blessings of Lakshmi Devi. And you have to forget that you have this Brahmani Abhiman, that you are a Brahmani by your nature. Then the second condition is that you have to take birth from the womb of a gopi in Vrindavan. And when you take birth as a gopi in Vrindavan, you learn the local culture. You'll know how to serve Krishna, how to serve him in the best way. You learn how to make chapatis and how to make this cow dung, what is they called in English? Cakes, yes. And so you'll have to learn all of those things that are related to the culture of the Jabasi culture. And at that point, Laksmi Devi, she thought, well, these two conditions are not so difficult, so I can fulfill them. But then Krishna said, the third condition is that you have to get married by a local gopa, and you'll have to hide yourself during the night, and you'll have to come to meet me during the night. And this already was too much for Lakshmi. She thought this is impossible, because first two conditions, well, but the third condition, this is really difficult. This is impossible because I cannot be the wife of another person. I'm the eternal wife of Narayana. So in other words, she could not get rid of her Lakshmi Abhiman, of her identification. He could not accept the anugatya, or could not accept the guidance of the Brajavasis or the Gopis. And this is a very important lesson for us. Ramananda Rai is saying about this, he is saying, Tahate Drishtanta Upanishad Shutigana Raga Margi Bhajipaila Vrajendra Nandana. The personification of the Veda, these are the very good example of that. Because by performing bhajana in the Raga Marg mentality, they could obtain the lotus feet of Nanda Maharaja, but Lakshmi Devi could not do that. And Gopi Anugatya Vina Aishwarya Jnane, till a person will not accept the Gopi Anugatya, the guidance of the Gopis, he will not be able to get the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. So their devotees, in other words, until we will learn to follow the example of the Gopis. This is the highest example of self-surrender. This is the highest example of self-abandoning yourself, of Sharanagati, to self-dedication of yourself to lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna will not accept you as a Vrijabasi, will not accept you as a Gopi in Vrindavan. And this is a very important secret that we have to learn here in Vrindavan, the secret of learning to take shelter. Actually, at the time of initiation, when we get shelter, accept the shelter of the spiritual master, this is our declaration of freedom from independence. And we know that independence is the most precious thing that we have in our life. People were killed for independence. People are sacrificing their life for independence and for freedom, independence, and so on. A lot of political issues are done in the name of independence. We know this, the statement of independence of USA that were signed by forefathers of American states. So independence is the most precious thing that we as conditioned souls we have. And in spiritual life, we have to learn to be dependent. This is really, really very difficult thing to do, because nobody of us is prepared to get rid of our independence. But spiritual life starts with dependence. Even those 64 steps of Vaidhi Bhakti, or 64 processes of Vaidhi Bhakti that are described by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He starts to describe them with Adau Guru Padashrayas Tasmat Krishna Dikshadi Shikshana Vishwambena Guru Seva Sadhu Vartmanu Vartmana. And he's saying Adau Guru Padashraya. So now you start this work, you start this Guru Padashraya, you start this accepting shelter of a spiritual master. Guru Padashraya Tasmat. Therefore you should accept the shelter of the spiritual master. And then Krishna Dikshadi. You accept Diksha, you accept initiation. And the most important thing after accepting initiation is shikshana. When you are getting initiation, you are accepted in the university, you are accepted in the Guru Parampara, you are accepted in this school of learning. But after that, you have to learn. It's not enough just to be enrolled in the university, you have to study. But this process of study, which is a long process, it starts with the shelter. And it's easy to accept the shelter of the spiritual master. It's easy to some degree to accept the shelter of Krishna. And usually Kanishta Adhikari or beginning devotees, we have some space in our heart. The space is very limited, and it's enough just for our Guru. And it's enough for Krishna. Okay, Lord Chaitanya is also there, a little space for him. But this is exactly the space of a Kanishta Adhikari, the space of the heart of a Kanishta Adhikari, because to the degree that we grow in our spiritual life, the space in our heart starts to grow also. And then we find some space, or we share some space for the other Vaishnavas, for our mentors, for our Shiksha Gurus also, for different deities, for Lord Chaitanya, for Lord Nityananda, for our members, all of our members of Shri Guru Parampara. We find space for them too in the space of our heart. And there is a very interesting statement in Katha Upanishad. I'm sure many devotees, you know this statement. It's a famous verse that Srila Prabhupada often is quoting in his purports. Shurasya dara nisit utista tishta jagratam varam nibodatat. Shurasya dara nisitam durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. And the verse is saying that you should wake up the conditioned souls. You should wake up and you should accept the path of self-realization. At least this is the interpretation of Srila Prabhupada. But then the verse is saying that Shurasya dara nisita duratya durgam patastat kavaya vadanti, that the spiritual path is very difficult to follow. And it's so dangerous that if you are not careful, one uncareful movement and you are cut. This time means that it's like the razor edge, very, very sharp. So in the same way, the spiritual path is not easy. You should know how to follow it, because if you are not attentive, you'll make mistakes. In other words, you'll make offenses on this path. And then this will destroy your spiritual life. At the same time, you know, in Srimad Bhagavatam there is another verse. So this is a kind of like thesis, that the spiritual path is difficult. This is the thesis. Then we have the antithesis. It's a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam which is saying, Yan astaya nara rajan, na pramadhyeta karhichit, davan nimilavanitran, skalena patit iha. One who is following the path of bhakti, he can follow that path even with the closed eyes. And he'll not sleep, and he'll not follow that path. So the path is easy. This is the antithesis, in other words. He'll never fall down if he is accepting this path of bhakti. And these two statements, they're quite contradictory. That from one side, the Upanishads are saying that this path is difficult. From another side, Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that, well, this path is easy. So how we can reconcile these two contradictory statements? We can reconcile them by the word anugatya. This is a very, very important word, anugatya. And anugatya means to be under the guidance of Vaishnavas, under the guidance of the spiritual master, under the guidance of those souls who realized the path of bhakti, realized the secrets of the path of bhakti. And those who did not accept the anugatya, the shelter, be careful, because for you the path will be very, very difficult, because you will not have the help, you will not have the blessings, kripa drishti of advanced souls. And we know in Upadishamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami is also quoting this. He's saying this verse, Upadishamrita Charitamrita way 8. He's saying Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kranena Rasana Manasani Yojya Tishtan Vrajeta Danuragi Jananu Gami Kalam Nayet Akilam Ityupadesha Sara. He's saying that the essence of all instructions is that we have to use our time, 24 hours. We should use in order to chant the holy name. We should be absorbed in chanting the holy name. And we should also remember the qualities. We should remember the pastimes. We should remember the names of the Lord. And also the parikars. Parikars means we should remember the Lord's associates. We should know them. I remember once Shiva Shivaram Maharaj, he embarrassed us. He said, well, who is Krishna's father? Devotees knew. Who is Krishna's mother? Well, okay. Who is the uncle of Krishna? Well, devotees already did not know. And so on. He started to ask us different questions about the family of Krishna, about Nanda Maharaj, Upananda, and his brothers, and so on. So usually we know the members of our family, yes? But somehow devotees never know the greater family of Lord Krishna to which we should belong. Therefore, it's very important to study not only the names, the forms, the pastimes of Krishna, but it's important also to know the parikars, or the activities of the association, or eternal associates of Sri Krishna. And then Rupa Goswami is saying that a devotee, he should live in Vraja, and he should serve Krishna under the guidance of self-realized souls. This is called Anugatya. So 3 times in this verse we have the word Anu. Anu means follow. You should be under the guidance. You should be under the guidance. And Anu means, first of all, Anu means Nirantar. Anu means without interruption. So no interruption should be in your following. Is it correct in English to say antonym? Antonym, it's antonym. The opposite. Yeah, the opposite of Nirantar is, in Sanskrit, is called Vyavadan. Vyavadan means interruption. And there are 2 kinds of interruption. There is interruption from the point of view of the time of space. So in our sadhana, sometimes we are chanting our rounds attentively for 1, 2, okay, maximum 3 days. And then after 3 days our mind becomes again disturbed and bewildered. And for 2-3 weeks our mind is just, we are doing our job in a kind of like very, very superficial way. This is called Vyavadan. This is called interruption, that you are not attentive. And another Vyavadan is called philosophical Vyavadan, when you have some doubts in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So Anugatya means to follow without interruption, without doubts. You should be constant in your spiritual practice. And another meaning of Anugatya is to take shelter. As we spoke already, we should be under the guidance of devotees. And unfortunately, many devotees, they don't understand this point. I mean, they are very focused, maybe to some degree, to the relationship with their spiritual master, and they are focused on the relationship with their Ishtadevas, with Krishna. But often devotees, they don't take in consideration, for example, their sinner god brothers. They just don't include them in the equation. Amar Guru, Jagat Guru. Amarnath, Jagatnath. My Guru is the highest Guru, is the best Guru, and Amarnath is the best Nath. My God is the best God. But other devotees, we just don't have space for them. We don't build conscious relationship especially with our God brothers. And I want to tell you a secret. If you really want to understand your spiritual master, you have to take shelter of your sinner God brothers, because they can really describe you, the heart of your spiritual master. One thing, and also Manabhishta means the mindset of your spiritual master. But the second thing, sometimes interacting with your spiritual master, inevitably, because you are a conditioned soul, you have some doubts in him. you'll see that he's acting on a material platform. You'll think that he's acting on a material platform. Sometimes he'll chastise you, and you'll think that there is no reason why he's chastising me. I know the best, but still he'll chastise you. He'll be on your case. And then in that state, your mind immediately will generate some mental distortions regarding him. And if you remain alone, you'll never be able to overcome those doubts in your guru and your spiritual master. And doubts in guru is like cancer. What is they called? Cells. If you don't get rid of those cancer cells, they'll just increase, and they'll eat you. They'll destroy your face from inside. Therefore, we have to learn how to build our relationship with our senior God brothers. And even if they don't speak your language, you should learn it. You should still try to associate with them, and you should try to get their anugati, get their guidance. And in my case, I want to say that I have some senior God brothers. They sometimes when they, well, not that I have doubts in my spiritual master, but sometimes we have doubts in ourselves. This uncertainty thing, this is such a difficult thing, you know, when you can be certain about your guru, you can be certain about the process, but sometimes you are not so certain about yourself. How do you fit in that process? How do you fit in that picture? And then the help of our God brothers, senior God brothers, is very, very important. But for that you have to get their anugatya. Anugatya, if you always talking and you never allow them to talk, if you are always teaching and you never allow them to speak, you know, if you know the best, if you are in this position that I know the best, if you, in other words, you are not coachable, you'll never learn, you'll never be able to get their guidance. Therefore, it's very important to be humble in the association with our God brothers, God sisters, and learn from them. And this is exactly what Laksmi could not do. This is exactly what Laksmi did not want to do, because he considered that I am Lakshmi Devi, you know, I am the goddess of fortune. How can I accept the shelter of some village girls? And this is exactly how we think sometimes, you know, that I even heard one devotee, he said one time that I have 3 universities in my back. I mean, I have 3 degrees in 3 different universities. And you want me to wash the floors in the temple? You can't engage me intellectually, you can't engage me in other things? No. And in Bucharest we have this rule, for 2-3 years you have to wash the floors. Before advancing in these career steps, you know, wash the floors, distribute prasada. Then we will talk about other service. But first you should do menial service for devotees. And therefore Krishna said that, Lakshmi, you want rasa dance? No problem. But first menial service. Now do this cow dung, how you said? Cakes, yes. You should sweep the floor in Vrindavan, you should serve the gopis, you should milk the cows, and you should clean after the cows, and then we will talk about rasa dance. But unfortunately for Lakshmi it was a little bit too much, therefore she could not enter Vrindavan, and eternally she remains here in Belvan. But still it's a nice place. It's quite peaceful, and our devotees were saying that, Gurudev, you know, all these days before coming to Vrindavana, we were dreaming about that. We'll come to Vrindavana, we'll see Yamuna, with those beautiful sand beaches, and we'll see peacocks, and we'll see cows, and we'll have this heavenly atmosphere. And we come to Vrindavan and we see these tractors, we see these rickshaws, we see all of this hustle and bustle in Vrindavan. And I want to say, yes, it's not easy to perceive, because Vrindavan means the forest of Vrindavan. And now it's covered by this Praudamaya, it's covered by this town already, by this don't know, in the future maybe it will be a city, but still we have to keep this humble state of mind. And we should be saragrihi. Saragrihi means we should search the essence. We should seek the essence, and when we will be in that mind, when we will be attuned to the essence, we'll get nectar. We'll receive Krishna's mercy, and to receive Krishna's mercy, we should be in this mindset of serving devotees, of serving Vaishnavas, and of getting the anugati of Vaishnavas, and this is manifested in the attitude of listening to the Vaishnavas, hearing. He's very attentive in hearing the Vaishnavas. So, dear devotees, thank you so much. Maybe you have some questions, or maybe some devotees, if you want to add something, add some realization, some understanding, don't be shy. Please do it. Or if any question, yes, Shachimata, please.
I'm older mother. Older mother,
okay.
But I don't know anything. And I feel bad. I mean, I know I have to serve devotees. But because of my health, I'm very slow. You can understand I'm very slow. And I can understand that you said like a razor. You know, fall down. And I think I fall down usually. But by the mercy of the Guru, I'm getting up. Vaishnu is so merciful. And he's only, I know that only by his mercy I can go back one day. I will get fun. I just wanted to ask you, how then, I love Mama. How we can advance when we fall down? How we can come back?
Srila Prabhupada said once that you sleep and fall down 10 times, just rise yourself and walk further. Go on. This is the exact meaning of sincerity. That Durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. I mean, it's understandable that our path is difficult and our legs will slip again and again. But there is this beautiful verse. Durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. No. There is a very beautiful. I can't remember now. Yeah, the meaning is that I'm sleeping again and again and I'm falling down, but please, dear devotees, please give me the stick of your mercy. You know that verse.
Actually, Govind Maharaj said the same thing.
Yeah. I just cannot. I know the verse, but I cannot remember now. But the verse is the following: that my path is very difficult, and I often fall down. But dear devotees, please, by the stick of your mercy, give me your stick of your mercy, and give me your stick that I'll be able to use in order to walk. So this is exactly the attitude that we should cultivate in our spiritual life. Jesus Christ. Yeah, anyway. So, sometimes, yes, we'll have this, we'll do mistakes. Sometimes, maybe consciously or unconsciously, we'll offend devotees. But we should learn to beg excuses. We should learn to beg forgiveness from devotees. It's understandable that in the beginning, and even when we advance a little bit, sometimes we'll still do mistakes. But to the degree that we keep the shelter of devotees, even in spite of mistakes, we'll be able to advance further. I remember somehow by Krishna's mercy I understood this trick in 90s when I'd been in a brahmacharya ashrama. It was very, very difficult because we had a very small ashrama and 30 devotees were living there, and half of them, they were kind of like, how to say, not quite mentally Stable, yes. And daily I was thinking that I should go back home. I should go to my mom, you know. I cannot stay here. But somehow I understood that without the mercy of devotees, I'll not be able to make it. And I have a very good friend. And once I told him that, Shrisha, look, even if I'll leave the association of devotees, and even if you'll come to my house, and I'll throw dishes on you, you know, please don't give up on me. And he said, okay, we have a deal. And it happened. And we had a situation. I had to leave the ashrama for some time. My temple president, he said that we don't need anybody, you know, you just get out anytime, because in your place some other person will come immediately. I mean, at that time it was some rough time we had. I mean, the temple presidents, they never appreciated devotees. It was a time. Yeah. So I had to go home for some time to stay home. And this devotee started to come to my house on a daily basis. And he just tried to find some cause for why he came to my house. And he said, you know, I've been doing book distribution here nearby, and I just wanted to go to the bathroom. Can you allow me to go to the bathroom? Okay, you can go. And he was bringing Mahaprasadam always daily, you know, from the deities. Somehow he was finding some causes to come to my house. And after a few weeks of coming to my house, and I was asking how the devotees are doing, how things are going, and he was preaching to me in a very, very nice and gentle way, subtle ways. And after some weeks, I started to understand that, well, yes, it can be difficult, it can be, it's an austerity to stay in the ashrama, but material life is useless, you know, material life is no point in material life. And I remember it, especially I was moved by one quote from the self-realization, Prabhupada's books, The Science of Self-Realization, in which Prabhupada is saying that you can stay in a golden train, but if that train is not going in the right direction, what's the use to stay in that train? So I was thinking that yes, I can stay in my home and it's comfortable here, and my mother is cooking for me, and my father is loving me, and my sister is very attached to me, but this life is going nowhere. So better to go to the ashrama, and yes, it's an austerity there, but at least I'll attain by devotees' mercy, I'll attain the highest goal of life. So at that point I took a vow that even if devotees will be rough with me, even if they'll be harsh with me, I'll still remain, I'll accept their shelter, and this will keep me humble. So, and I've done mistakes, I mean, I did many mistakes, but somehow it never crossed my mind to leave the association of devotees. And this was the last thing that I never thought about it, that yes, it can be difficult, and Srila Shivaram Maharaj sometimes chastised me very, I mean, it was tough, but never crossed my mind that I should leave the association of devotees. So this is the mentality that we should always maintain. Never mind what happened. The Sangha of devotees, the Anugati of devotees is our saving, what is this called on the sea, you have this life-saving these round things. It's a round thing that you throw when somebody's drowning, then it's life-saving. Bracket or whatever it is. Cycle, yeah. You understand. Exactly. Sorry for my English, I'm not used to speak in English. Anyway, anything else? The devotees? Anything else? Yes, please.
Говорили про важность найти место для старших духовных братьев. Как вот это, что мешает это сделать, потому что понимание оно есть, и что способствует, чтобы это правильно сделать, и как это сделать правильно.
I said that we have to find place in our heart for the senior God brothers, senior devotees, and what is an obstacle for that? Why we are not able to learn that thing? Two things.
Две вещи.
Envy
Зависть
and a lack of knowledge about Vaishnava Sadachara.
и недостаток знания о Вайшнава Садачаре.
Sadachara we can learn. Sadachara means proper Vaishnava behavior.
Это подходящий вайшнавский характер, правильное поведение.
If we will distill the whole Vaishnava Sadachara into just one formula,
Если в одну формулу вместить изначально
then this formula will be the following.
следующее.
Offer respect to the seniors,
Уважение проявлять к старшим.
Maitri, be friendly with equals, and be compassionate, build proper relationship with juniors, help them. So the whole thing of Vaishnava Sadachara is respect. You should know how to respect seniors, equals, and juniors. And Sadachara is a thing to be learned. It will take time to learn. But for that, we also have to get rid of envy. And this is not easy. And in Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Muni is describing a very important principle. This principle is called Pratipaksha Bhavana. Vitarka Bandhane, Pratipaksha Bhavana. He's saying Vitarka, because of bad logic, because we are not smart enough, we are bandhana, we are conditioned by the material energy. We are not thinking enough. We are not thinking deeply about things, because thinking is a painful process. It's painful to think, yes? Usually we like to be on autopilot. But we should think about things. And Patanjali Muni is saying that Pratipaksha Bhavana, do the opposite. When you are envious about somebody, when you are arrogant, when you don't want to learn from them, do the opposite. Try to serve devotees. Try to see things that you can learn from them. Don't look at devotees as to the rivals. Think about devotees as about your Shiksha Gurus, from whom you can learn things. And then you will be very, very rich in your spiritual life, because every devotee can teach you something. But for that you have to be open. You have to have an open heart, an open mind. And then devotees will open to you, and they can guide you and can teach you. Therefore, these two things, we have to get rid of envy by serving devotees, and we should learn the Vaishnava Sadachara, or the Vaishnava etiquette, the proper behavior in the Vaishnava association. And Srila Prabhupada, at least our spiritual masters, I heard Srila Radhanath Maharaj once gave this example. That, you know the example of a bull in the China shop, or sometimes they're saying the elephant in a China shop. In the China shop there are different items that are made from glass, very, very beautiful things. And when the elephant is entering the shop, he's very big. And or a bull, sometimes they're saying a bull is entering the shop. He's very big, and he's a kind of like very robust, very gross. And he's touching all those tables, everything is falling apart, and he's breaking. And sometimes this is exactly our behavior in the association of devotees, Like a bull, we come to be touch devotees, and we offend devotees, and we are thinking, why? Yeah. Please leave some space for people to walk. Yeah. And being very gross, being covered by the mode of ignorance, by the mode of passion, they are doing these offenses. But we should understand that devotees, they have a tender heart. They are very soft. They are sattvic people, and we should learn to speak their language. We should learn to behave in their ways. And this is coming in time, by anugatya, by taking shelter of devotees who have this tender heart and who are soft-hearted. We'll learn this art of accepting shelter of devotees. Thank you. Yes, Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you very much.
And my question is about how we can value mercy more than being appreciated. Because mercy comes sometimes in form of being corrected, and that's actually very important for us to grow in spiritual life. But we also expect to be appreciated, and this motivates us to an extent to continue our spiritual life. I think mercy, if we can perceive being corrected as mercy, and if we value it more than being appreciated, then we can take it as a form of love also. So how is it possible? How we can develop more faith in that?
In the fact that when we are corrected, it's more mercy, yes?
Yes, it's even better than being appreciated.
Yes. In order to grow spiritually, we need both. We need to be appreciated by devotees, and we need also to be corrected by devotees. Don't expect that all the devotees will appreciate you. This is utopia. This will never happen. Therefore, try to be sensitive about how your spiritual master is appreciating you, how your friends who are not envious towards you are appreciating you, and your close friends, you'll get appreciation from them. But also, those persons, the same persons, you should give them the right to correct you. And this is called Amrita, actually. Amrita means the nectar of immortality. And this is called Adhara Amrita. There are few types of Adhara Amrita. Adhara means the nectar that is coming from the mouth of a devotee or the mouth of the spiritual master. Adhara Amrita means the nectar of immortality, which is coming in the form of instructions, in the form of knowledge. This is Amrita. This is what making you immortal in your spiritual life. To the degree that you are receptible to that, you advance spiritually. Another type of Adhara Amrita is Maha Prasadam from the devotee, also coming from the lotus mouth of the spiritual master of devotees. When you take like Narada Muni, he became self-realized just because of the remnants of prasadams that he got from the Bhaktivedanta devotees. So this is also called Adhara Amrita. But another type, the most powerful type of Adhara Amrita is harsh words of devotees when they are chastising us. But even the most Adhara Amrita is the case when you did not do anything wrong yet, and the spiritual master is already chastising you for that. And you are completely confused and you are thinking, Gurudev, I didn't do that. Why you are chastising me? And don't think that the spiritual master is just a kind of like, I don't know, he doesn't have anything to do and therefore he would just want to chastise you. No. He's seeing some seeds or the tendency that you already manifest, and he is already cutting those tendencies by chastising you. He is already uprooting them for not giving them the possibility to grow to full-grown anarthas. And if you are able to tolerate it and you remain humble and you remain loyal means that you don't get offended and you are not rejecting the spiritual master at that point. You remain loyal. Like, for example, Niranjan Maharaj once told me, when newly initiated devotees who are just 3-4 years in Krishna consciousness are coming to me, are telling me that, Guru Maharaj, I'm your eternal servant and I'll serve you the whole eternity, and you are my Gurudev, and my heart, my body, prana, artha, diya, vacha, everything belongs to you. Maharaj is saying that, okay, I appreciate that. But if a devotee after 20 years, 25 years is saying that, behind these words are some substance. Because during these 20-25 years, you'll get chastised, you'll get corrected, and Guru-disciple relationships are not easy. They will be like that. Sometimes devotees, they have this imagination that I accept the shelter of the spiritual master and everything will go smooth. You know, it's easy to have a smooth relationship with your guru when your guru is on the distance somewhere. But especially nowadays, when we'll have more and more spiritual masters who get on your case, like today morning, I got on the case of Amrita Ganga. You know? She wasn't wearing sari before going to Parikrama. I said, Amrita Ganga. I was a little bit harsh on her case, but I know that she can tolerate it. I know that she is a very faithful disciple, one of the first disciples, first devotees in our community. And after 20 years of these things, when you relate daily, on a daily basis with your spiritual master and you remain faithful, this is real faith. And when after 20 years of interacting with your spiritual master on a daily basis, when you are saying that Gurudev, you are my life and soul, and I'm Janme Prabhu say, you are my Prabhu from life after life, you are my Prabhu, then the spiritual master is taking these words very seriously, because you proved it. You proved it. And these disciples are getting mercy of the spiritual master. They're the Kripa Patra. Kripa Patra means the object of mercy. Patra means like a bowl. Patra means a cup. And I remember how Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj gave the example that Guru's mercy is like lion's milk. Lion's milk is very acidic. If you give him a paper copper, this paper copper will get dissolved. It will just get dissolved. You know, it will not be able to bear this mercy. But if you want to keep this mercy, which is like a lion's milk, you have to have a golden heart. You have to give the cup of your golden heart to the spiritual master, and he will put his mercy, which is very strong, very, very, very acidic, and you have to be able to bear it. You know? So therefore, your loyalty to the spiritual master have to be very, very strong. And when you get this Adara Amrita, when you get chastised by your guru, corrected by your guru, even if you didn't do something very, very wrong, you know, but the spiritual master is seeing the tendency. Like, for example, once Srila Prabhupada saw that devotees, they did not have shaved heads, some brahmacharis. And Prabhupada immediately cut them. These hippie sprouts are growing again on your heads. Prabhupada was very heavy chastising them. You know? And why? Because he saw the tendency. Yeah, he saw the tendency. Nowadays, I'm very happy that all of our devotees here, they're wearing, I'm speaking about Bihastas, they're wearing white dhotis. Nowadays, we can see in Vrindavan, you know, devotees from ISKCON, they're wearing blue dhotis, red dhotis, and so on. Why? The question is why? Very simple, because you are attached to the modes of nature. And you are attached to the color, red color, blue color, and so on. White color is the color of Sattva Guna. You know, this is speaking about your mentality, Sattvic mentality. If you have a Sattvic mentality, you don't have a problem to wear white kurtas, white dhotis. I'm not speaking. You can wear some little bit colored kurta, no problem with that. But I'm just speaking about the tendencies. The devotees are so attached to their hippie culture or about their punk culture, you know, that they want to wear these black kurtas, black dhotis and things like that that are very, very fancy nowadays. And the spiritual master can cut, you know, and can say, why are you wearing these punk dhotis and punk kurtas and these things like that? And if you are loyal, if you understand that he's your ever well-wisher, and you accept it lightly, you accept it with a grateful heart, you really advanced. And I heard an explanation that is saying that if the spiritual master is chastising you for a thing that you did not do yet, and you remain humble, that is how you get the Shuddhanam. That is how you apply the principle of Trinada Pisunichunata or Pisunichuna. That's how you get the Shuddhanam. Okay, dear devotees, we spoke for 1 hour, and our boatmen are waiting for us, and we have to go. We have to go back to Vrindavan. Thank you so much for your attention, and thank you so much for your support. Shri Laksmi Mandir ki jai, Shri Belvan ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shivram Swami Maharaj ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Bol. Radha Govinda Prabhu ki jai. Govinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Clear.
Okay, so
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Can we what?
pray to Laksmi.
Lakshmi Devi is the next.
Go to So,
Yeah, she learned the lesson and she can share this lesson with us. Therefore, we can pray for her. We can pray to her to give us this realization about the importance of Anugatya. And also another thing, don't forget that Lakshmi Devi is just an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So please see Lakshmi Devi as Srimati Radharani, and then you'll get full nurse of Srimati Radharani.